So if you found somebody's underwear in your bed, what would you think?
Oh my goodness!
I wouldn't think. I'd just be grabbing my gun.
I would know.
You would what? What?
I'd be like Goldilocks. Who is sleeping in my bed?
Ain't no thinking about that. You got to take 50 steps to the front door. You got to go.
You gotta go.
You could pick your shit up at the street.
I would see red, and I might end up in jail. I need to call you.
Tina, I want to hear Tina. What's Tina have to say?
What is it?
You found somebody's underwear in your bed and it wasn't yours.
Soiled, laundered, or what?
Well, I didn't look at it that close. I didn't examine it.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Granny panties.
What else is there to think?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you a story afterwards. After you, don't do that. You're messing up my boom. Go ahead.
I mean, somebody's been in my bed.
Right.
That's what I would think.
What's the next step? What's the next step?
I would confront the person I share my bed with.
And say what?
What is this?
I don't know. Maybe somebody's laundry got mixed in.
That's what happened in my incident.
We don't go to
funny.
the laundromat.
We
have our own washer and dryer.
Exactly.
And I mean, I busted him in his face in the middle of the night.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
So my aunt Peggy, she's like 50 something. She spent the night at my house. She's washing laundry. She's washing all our laundry. She helps out. So in the middle of the night, I'm getting all the laundry out of the dryer, and my husband's pants, I'm like reaching in his pockets as I'm getting everything out of the dryer, and I find thongs. I go upstairs, I bust him in his face, and he's like, what did I do? You know, it's 2 a.m. And I'm yelling at him. My aunt hears it. She walks in, rubbing her eyes. She's like, those are mine. I'm like, you wear thongs? 50 something? I guess it's possible. Here you go. And I was like, I had to say sorry to him and everything. Next morning, I made him breakfast. I felt so bad.
So there you go. How you like that, guy?
How does it end up in his pocket, though?
You physically hit him?
I can see it.
She said you physically hit him?
I threw a lamp at him.
She threw a lamp at him.
I wanted him out my house.
Landed on his body?
It didn't really. It missed him. I just wanted to scare him, really.
Scare him was get the knife and cut it off.
He didn't get hurt or nothing, but yeah, I wanted him to wake up. So me pushing on him didn't do it, so I threw the lamp next to him. I said, because I said, oh, you got a woman's panties in your pocket? And he acted like he was still asleep. So I threw the lamp, and it made a big old crash sound, and then he woke up. So, but I mean, I meant for his face. But now I felt really bad about that after that. So,
but so is there something in him that you feel that he might cheat or he might do something like that?
Yeah. I mean,
there you go.
He was a terrible person. I mean, he actually ended up on the news. So
don't go there.
Yeah, I'm not going there. But he was a terrible person. After 5 years of marriage, it just got worse and worse and worse, and I felt like a fool all the time. So, you know, I didn't even, I wasn't even intimate with him for so long because I was so scared he'd bring me back something, and I was kind of stuck. So. Yeah, you're going to be ballsy enough to bring that home, a pair of underwear, and save it for me to find, then you're going to suffer the consequences. So, but yeah, it wasn't the case. That was my bad. And I admit it. I was sorry.
So how long into the relationship was it that this happened?
It was about 4 years.
And then how long was the relationship? How long did it last?
5 years. It was the worst. Last year of it all, it was the worst. I finally left him and everything, and he didn't take it so well. He took it like a brick to the head and ended up on the news, and it was just chaotic and crazy. He went nuts. Yeah, but he wasn't a good person, and he chose that life, and he chose to be bad, and I had to do what I had to do and leave.
So what do you think that it was in him? I mean, weren't there clues about this kind of person that you could not accept? Wasn't there clues of him
That's what I was thinking.
Well, it's really hard. Like in the beginning, you're seeing the clues, but then you have a lot of outsiders, who act like he's a wonderful person, he's a great person. So there's something wrong with you, and
because you're looking on the outside.
Yeah, and you're hearing like he's a great person, he's a wonderful friend, he's a wonderful father. What's wrong with you? It's something wrong with you. You're just busting his balls, or you're doing this, and I'm like. I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. I think I'm right for leaving him and thinking I see red flags, but then everybody's like telling me, even my own family was kind of like, he's a great person. He doesn't beat you and he doesn't cheat. Give him another chance. So I would give him chance after chance, and the more chances I gave him, I felt like I just left that door of disrespect to keep coming in. The more you allow, the more you get. And I've learned that.
And let me speak to that for a minute.
The more people from the outside you listen to, the more it's their relationship. It's not yours.
Well,
that's their relationship with him. That's not your relationship. If you felt something going on between you two, then you should have left that a long time ago. But you're letting everybody outside of your relationship
hold on
make a judgment of him. Then that's their relationship.
Completely right. Yours. Yep. And now I know to trust my own instincts, to trust my own thoughts and opinions and not anyone else's.
Hold on a second. So this is from a third party opinion of what happened with that situation. What happened and what she told me, combination of what she just said and plus what she had told me. So there's also the third party, her surroundings telling her, how this person is. But then on the other side, she was going through some health issues.
I was in a wheelchair.
And the guy was there for her. So, and she kind of needed some kind of support system, and he was that support system. And she told me at the time that is why she stayed, which makes sense.
He was loyal to me, and I was in a wheelchair. So I felt like, okay, I have to be loyal and give him some chances. And I thought he was trying to change. He did get some therapy, but it was really just the kind of
change what?
Right.
People don't change. They just get better. They get more secretive.
No. There's something we don't know what he has to change. What did he have to change?
He was only loyal to your needs.
To what you needed him for. He got a little bit out of me. Yeah, he got some little small benefits out of me, and that's what he stayed with me for.
And at the same token, she stayed with him because she needed somebody that could take care of her at that time. Her health wasn't the greatest, and she needed somebody that could take care of her.
And I thought I couldn't handle it. I thought, well, he's admitting to it and he's getting help, but it was just to appease me. It wasn't because he actually thought he had problems. He was bipolar and schizophrenic, and so he would stop his medication and go wacky and not tell me to stop his medication. And then he would go wacky, and I would reap all the repercussions of that. So it was just a terrible relationship, and I should have went with my gut instincts and ran. And now I know, there's people out there, they're going to put their 2 cents in your relationship because they're not there experiencing it and living it every day. So they don't have any strings attached. They can do that. Right. And so now I know they need to butt out, and I'll make the judgment call.
Thank you. Yeah. Good for you.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah, we do a lot of dumb things when we're young.
Man, if we could only sit back and laugh.
Good God, I don't even want to relive it.
Oh God, I'm glad I'm older now. I'm glad I'm getting old.
And then on the underwear thing. So I didn't tell my story. So I had this story about the under. Here's how this. And I've been trying to tell this story for like 2 or 3 episodes, and I never got the story out. So the story was. So I wasn't really seeing this girl. This girl was coming over. You know who she is.
Oh God, her. Okay.
All right. So this girl.
Hi, if you're watching.
Oh wow.
So this girl was coming over, and
one that came with the new show.
So this girl was coming over, and and she thought I was dating somebody, and I wasn't dating anybody. I'm not dating anybody, for the record. And so she thought that, well, you have to have a girlfriend. No, I don't have a girlfriend. So whenever she'd come over here, she would leave a pair of underwear behind and stick it underneath the covers.
That's skank.
She would stick it underneath the covers, and then only when I like looked under the covers would I find these underwear. And I'm like, who's leaving these underwear behind? And after about 2 or 3 pairs, I'm like, somebody's deliberately leaving these underwear behind. So then I talked to her, and she was like, well, I know you have a girlfriend, and because you keep telling me that you don't have a girlfriend, I'm leaving these behind so that she could catch you and know that you're with me.
She sounds psycho.
So yeah, that's what she would do. She would do that because she thought I had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend would find them, and then.
Wait a minute, she is psycho. I forgot.
She's psycho. She
apparently came up with a douche stuff show and everything. Yeah, and you were trying to steal her nudes off her computer. Bye, Felicia.
So basically, that's what was happening. So there was no girlfriend to find the
First
underwear.
of all, what's wrong with her for doing that and then thinking you're dating someone else?
I would have to pay her back by sliding
she's spinning web.
doing her purse.
Women do that.
I mean, I guess guys tell them that they're not dating nobody.
That sounds exactly right. Like someone insecure with some issues. Like she's a grown ass woman.
I would have to play the game back. I'd have to throw some condoms in your purse.
I like the way Ricky thinks.
Accidentally come across them, and now I'm playing the same game that you're playing.
That's funny. Yes.
So just because you find some underwear in the bed doesn't mean that there's like another person in the relationship.
I'm glad I didn't come over and find that. I'd be like, burn them. That's nasty. Who is doing this? That is trifling.
The moral of the story is.
I just thought it was funny at the time.
I thought it was funny. She was marking her territory for real, just peeing all over the place like a dog.
Had I had a girlfriend, I guess the girlfriend would have said, hey, whose underwear is this? And that's what she was expecting. And then I get ratted out. Then
what makes me wonder is what kind of dudes is she laying with where she feels she has to do that with them? Like, how many guys has she been with that has girlfriends?
I don't think that's exactly fair. I mean, okay, say if you came over a guy's house and you thought he had to be.
I just show up unannounced. I mean, it works every time.
You show up unannounced?
I do.
Somebody got mad at me for showing up unannounced.
Well, you're not me, so don't worry about what I do.
Okay.
See, that's just another web spinning thing. Showing up unannounced.
I feel like I brought you this coffee, baby. Aren't you grateful?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you mad at me for showing up?
It's cold. You must have been sitting out here stalking for like hours. So can I tell that story? Can I tell that story?
We have so many funny stories.
So look, here's the story, right? She thought her boyfriend was like cheating on her, and he's meeting up. So he plays in a band, and she thought he was meeting up with some girl at this place where they practice at. So she was like stalking him.
I bought a smoothie, the one that he likes.
So she calls me on the phone. I'm going to go in there.
He's like, why are you in the dark?
She's like, I'm going to go in there and confront him. I know there's girls in there. And I'm like, there ain't no girls in there. Trust me. There ain't no girls in there.
He's like my voice of reason.
So I'm trying to convince her that no girls are going to be hanging out with him. She didn't believe me. So she's like hanging out there. And she's like, oh, I'm going to pretend like I bought him like a Starbucks so that I'll have a reason to go in there.
And he totally called me out. My boyfriend called me out on that.
So I have a reason to go in there. And then by this time, it's like the thing is not
It's even, like liquid.
Yeah. It's like all melted. It was like I guess it was a Frosty or something.
Yeah, it was a smoothie.
A smoothie.
Chocolate
and it's
smoothie.
Like all melted because she's like sitting in the parking lot talking to me for like 30 or 40 minutes, like debating on whether she should go in or not. And needless to say,
funny.
Yeah. There was no girls in there. He was just practicing.
He's my ride or die. Whatever I do, he's going to be included, even if it's through the phone.
And so she wasted her money on these hot chocolates or whatever they were. And there's no girls in there.
He came out so pissed off. He's like, I told you not to bring it. You just wanted to bring it to see what I was doing. You think I'm always cheating? Well, yeah.
So, yeah.
Gavin was right. He wasn't doing anything wrong.
So there's that.
Moral of the story, don't bring your baggage from exes into your current relationship. You're so much the voice of reason.
So we got one more question, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the one question is, if you won the lottery and got $50,000, that's not a lot of money, but $50,000 is enough for you. Would you stay in the relationship you're in, or would you change things up and try something new? What would you do? How would that $50,000 affect you?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? You'd stay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about you, Ricky?
It's not enough
If
money.
I had no reasons or no doubts, yes, I would stay.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky's like 50,000. That ain't nothing.
I thought let's go on a
Nothing.
trip. Let's pay our debt off. Like, I mean, that money can make us 10 times better. Like, we could have a house. We could do this. We could do that. We could open up a business together. Like, I would be thinking that kind of stuff. Like, let's do it together. Let's do something good with this money together. If it's a good relationship, then yeah, money can only improve it.
Well, some
If
people.
I was married, I would share it. Not all of it, but I would share it.
And she's like,
that's
all of
good.
it.
That's good. I
Keep my little pot of gold over here in case he fucks up. It's my old wow bag.
So for the most
$50,000 ain't nothing.
$50,
Yeah.
it's not a lot. It's not a lot, but I guess the reason why I chose 50,000 when I asked the question was because I didn't want it to be like this exorbitant amount that, oh yeah, your life's changing.
Oh, I hear a phone. Ring.
But at the same time, I wanted it to be an amount that if you had reasons to, like, or had something to motivate you to move in a different direction. And I thought 50,000 was enough to, like, if you weren't in a good situation, it would motivate you to move in a different direction.
Oh man, yeah, I could do a lot with that money and move on.
So, and that question came from a study that they done where they interviewed like a bunch of people, or no, I'm sorry, they interviewed people that left relationships.
Oh.
No, they did. They interviewed a bunch of people that left relationships and try to determine the pivotal point that changed that relationship. And they determined that when a woman either gains an increase in money, in income, generally from a job or a raise or something else, or she significantly increases her income over his, or he loses his income, then the woman generally leaves the relationship.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what provoked this question. So I said, okay, so if you got an injection of 50 grand, that's enough to get you out of a relationship that you don't want to be in.
I might save it a little just in case he starts messing up. He don't change his
it's
ways.
funny. My last relationship, actually, I got laid off and I was unemployed at the time when that happened. So that kind of like coincides with my situation too. So yeah.
Yeah, she needed a sugar mama.
So yeah. I mean, granted, I still had money.
You know what? You're supposed to be a ride or die. You down today, but you're not going to be down tomorrow forever. You're the type of man that, you make money. You keep a roof over your head. You're going to make do with what you got. I think it's worth staying than leaving into the unknown out there. And it's crazy out there. It's crazier out there.
It's crazy out there. It's crazy out there.
There's nothing out there.
What was that, Sheena?
There's nothing out there.
See, that's what I think that's what people need to realize. I think people think there's so much out there, like this whole world of, oh wow, there's so much out there. I need to go see what it is, but it's not. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. Especially the older you get, there's less out there.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's worth something,
and anybody can say sweet nothings to you. Words are nothing.
When you're 20 years old, everybody's in their prime in their 20s. The 20, anything past 25 it's all downhill from there. So
Not
if
necessarily. Maybe for you, but not necessarily.
okay, in my view, let me rephrase it. In my view, you're in your primate, you're 25. Everybody, okay, so everybody that's 25 is most of them are single. So then all those single people get married. So anybody that's worth something has already gotten married. So they're no longer on the market. And the older you get, then by the time you're 40, you're like in a second round club. So you already got dumped by whoever you were with, and then so you're back on the rebound. And then after that,
smaller and
then it's
smaller.
smaller and smaller. The pool that you pick it from is smaller and smaller. So do you really is really looking out in what do you call it, the universe? You think you're gonna find something more out there than what you have? Probably not.
Yeah,
That's my view.
Brian.
Don't stop looking until you find it.
Well, I mean, it might be out there for you, but I guess what I'm saying is that, you know, if you take this big pool, when you're 25, you have this whole pool to pick from, and it always gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then you become less desirable, So, first you got to say
I think the pool
what's
becomes
left to
smaller. I
what
You
think the
become
pool,
more authentic to yourself.
right? That's how the
you.
pool gets smaller, not just because. Well, there's a lot of fish in the sea. It just
There's a
depends
lot of
on
fish
which.
in the sea, but there's a lot of bad fish in the sea too.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you ain't throwing your
yeah.
rod in the right spot.
Okay,
You, I mean,
could be true.
You're not gonna meet a
Could
girl
be
at a
true.
bar.
You might. I think you can meet anybody anywhere. You can meet anybody. You could be walking down the street in the post office. Actually, you know what? I met this girl in a post office one time. I was
you
walking.
crack me.
I was
Sounds
in.
like the beginning of a porno. Hold
No, no,
on.
no. I was in
Right.
Virginia Beach. I was in
Nail
Virginia
your shit,
Beach.
boy.
I was in Virginia Beach, and I was walking, and I saw this girl, and I was like, "Wow, she." I said things to myself, and then I met her, and she was a nice girl. So then I got her number. We exchanged numbers, and then what's that girl's name from Sex and the City? Um,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker came to Richmond, and she has some kind of event there. And then I invited this girl. I was like, "Hey, you want to go see Sarah Jessica Parker?" So then I got tickets somehow. I don't know how I got them. And then we went to see her, and then we kind of dated for like a month. But it was a good time. I'm not sure where I was going with that. Where was I going with that?
I have
You
no
can
idea.
meet anybody anywhere.
Oh, you can meet anybody anywhere. That's where I was going with that. You can meet anybody. I met her at a
So
post office
why? Because when you get older, does your pool have to get smaller?
because people
Because
get
you
married.
become more
People die. People get married. People.
And some people who get divorced, they go balls to the wall, and they don't want to settle back down. So they're like
Okay,
going nuts,
because number one, women always want to date up. Women want to date up. They want to get nines and tens. That's what their goal is. They want to get this guy that's got six pack, a six
A
pack,
doctor.
6 foot, and six figures.
I dated a doctor.
That's what they
Why
want.
didn't I stay
This
with
is
a
what
doctor?
women want. They want
As you
six
get
pack.
older, those things don't matter as much
True, but they
because
still want a six
as
pack,
women get
Love
older,
it.
six figures,
Worth so
and
much.
6
yeah,
foot. That's what they want. Women
that's
don't want to
true.
date nobody under
People
6
tell
foot.
me date somebody with money, because that's what matters. Money, and I'm like,
I get
Well,
my
I
own
can't
money.
I
That
can't
doesn't
date
matter.
somebody just for money.
I didn't say that. What I said was,
Yeah.
what I told her was that you might as well get somebody with money because, it's you could date anybody. You might as well get somebody with money. You don't want to date some broke dude. I
Well,
told
and then women our time period to find that is very short compared to a
right,
guy's.
right.
We only have what 18 to 27, 28.
7.
Yeah.
I
After
say it's
that,
longer than
then
I say to 40, 18 to 40. But most of the time, the girls between 18 to 25, they're just having a good time.
Yeah, that's
right,
true.
They're
they
they're,
shouldn't be doing that.
they're having a good time.
They
And then
shouldn't.
after
They should be smarter
right,
than.
and then after 25, they're trying to have some babies. I mean, it's most people. Some people have it differently. 25 to what, 35, they're having their babies, and then they're probably in a relationship, and then then they're out of a relationship, and then they're on round two, and then so the guy either most guys don't want a girl that has a kid from somebody
Right.
else. They want their own kid.
Right. That's why he's cut it off at 28. Because you're already in your 30s, you're already like raising kids. You ain't even thinking about trying to get no
trying
man
to raise somebody else's kids.
the 666.
Triple six.
Right. So the point is again is that your window is actually very small for
Right.
you to be selective.
Right.
So
not for a man. Man's is longer. They have a longer time frame.
They have a little bit longer time frame, but for both, it still dwindles down, and the pool gets smaller. People die. People get old, and they're no longer desirable, and then they're no longer 6-pack, 6 foot, and 6 figures.
You don't have the triple
So,
six.
yeah,
Can you imagine
the triple
having a
six.
baby at 65?
What'd you say, Ricky?
So could you imagine being a man having a baby at 65?
No, I couldn't. Not sure what that had to do with anything, but what does that mean?
People do it though.
I mean, men can continue. Men's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's true.
I totally
Men have the
misunderstood.
upper hand with that. I mean, because our bodies don't allow that. Yeah.
Right. Women sacrifice a lot. Once you have that first baby, you've sacrificed a
Right.
whole.
That's why you need to pick the person that you want to extend your DNA with. You need to pick that carefully, I think.
You need to be very careful.
So join us next time at Do Stuff at 8:30 at Thursday at 8:30. And I will catch you guys next time.
Bye. Have a good night. Till next Thursday. Peace. Bye.